Hello, my friends. I hope you're really, really well. Last time I shared with you the mechanics of how imposter syndrome works. If you haven't seen that video, you can just go back and watch that previous episode. And today I want to go a little bit deeper on the same topic. And I want to talk about what happens in your brain when it comes to chemicals that the brain releases to protect you from a certain situation. So let's go back to that concrete situation. Last time we spoke about the situation of being in the meeting and wanting to speak up. So let's go back to that situation. So imagine you are sitting in a meeting room with a bunch of people and you have got something important to say or you want to share something. But just as you are about to speak up, your heart starts racing, your chest starts tightening up, and that inner critic, the whisper starts coming up in your head, right? Who do you think you are? What about if you're going to say something silly? What about if they find out that you do not belong here? So why is this happening? Why does this happen? When we experience stressful situations, like, for example, fear of rejection or fear of judgment, which ultimately the imposter syndrome is, right? Our brain releases chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol, preparing us to either fight, flight, or freeze. Right. So when we are in the meeting room, depending on what is your reaction to the previous memory that you've had, you will either fight. So, people that go very defensive and they really want to defend whatever point of view that they have. They get quite aggressive. Or you want to flight, which, run away. Very often we can't do that. Or you freeze. It means you do want to speak up, but you're not able to actually speak up. So fight, flight, or freeze. We all know that. So if you were embarrassed or dismissed when speaking up in the past, for example, it might have been at your school, among friends, or it might have been at home, your brain remembers how it felt, right? How it felt. It remembered the feeling. And it links those feelings to similar situations, like in your adulthood now, for example, to speaking up in the meetings. So even if there is no real danger, now, once again, there is just a bunch of people sitting in a meeting room, your brain reacts as though there is, and it triggers the same chemical cocktail it released in that original memory. Whenever you had that previous experience, that first experience, you might not even remember it. Most of the time, we actually don't. Your subconscious mind remembers it, and it creates the same chemical cocktail in your brain to protect you from feeling like you felt in that past memory. Does that make sense? So this is why imposter syndrome can feel so strong. It's your brain, rather your subconscious mind, trying to protect you from something it perceives as dangerous, even though today, in your adulthood, sitting in a meeting room, there is no real danger. And so how can we overcome this? Obviously, this is always the question, right? And this is what I work with my clients on. So the key is to work with both your conscious and your subconscious mind. Logic alone isn't enough, because imposter syndrome also affects your body, right? Creating that tension, those physical symptoms, as I just spoke about. So if you do struggle with imposter syndrome, you know very well how tense your body gets, right? So what I see over and over again, when clients come and want to work with me on overcoming imposter syndrome in particular, they ask me, Michaela, work with me on my mindset. And mindset is extremely important, don't take me wrong. But this is not where the core issue or core wound or core problem of imposter syndrome is. It is in our subconscious mind. That's why it's not enough to only work on the level of our conscious mind, right? So this is what is important to note when working on overcoming imposter syndrome. So number one, please just really remember, acknowledge that this is not just a mindset issue. You do want to go deeper with your coach or with your therapist or with whoever you're working with, because it's not just mindset issue. Number two, when we work with my clients, we start connecting with the subconscious mind very gently, and we start uncovering the core belief or that memory behind how you feel. So we do not want to go and relive the trauma or the bad memory, but we just want to gently bring it up to the surface, to our conscious mind, from subconscious to conscious, so that we can gently release it and let our subconscious mind know that it is safe. We are in a safe environment and we are not really reliving that past memory. And then number three, We want to start taking small actionable steps so that we make our nervous system know that it is safe to speak up, and nobody's going to judge us, nobody's going to laugh at us. It is safe to say what we want to say. And this is once again where I see clients very often trip up, because many clients either take too big steps, for example, presenting the whole deck immediately, expecting that they shouldn't feel how they feel, but the subconscious mind says, wow, this is too much, we don't like it, and so it will make you feel tense. Or then clients do not want to take any actionable steps out there in the real world because they are too scared. But transformation can only happen in taking action. So we do need to take those small, tiny, actionable steps to let our nervous system know that we are safe, and we can start rebuilding and rewiring that neural pathway, which starts feeling that we are safe and it's okay to say something. So how this could look like for you, for example, is that you can prepare simply one simple sentence that you want to say in the meeting room. And each time you speak and nothing bad happens, your brain learns, right? Your brain learns that this is a safe environment. And over time, these small wins rewire your brain, replacing fear with confidence. But it needs to happen through taking consistent, small, tiny action. So I help leaders and business owners transform feelings of self-doubt into authentic confidence, authentic being really, really important in here. If imposter syndrome is holding you back, book your free 90-minute session with me using the link in the post. You leave with insights and tools to make a shift. I promise you that, that's guaranteed. Even if you only have this one session with me, you can then work with me afterwards if you decide that you would like to explore how we can work together, and then we can talk about it after the free session. There is no commitment though to work with me, but it is my mission to help other people overcoming imposter syndrome, because I know how you feel. I've been in your shoes, and I know how freeing it is to live on the other side of imposter syndrome. So please do not hesitate. There is nothing to wait for. Book that session. Let us connect. If you do want to work with me afterwards, we will. If not, if we do not feel like we are the right match, we will not. But do not hold yourself back just because you are scared to take action. And talking about taking small actionable steps, this might just be one of them. So I hope this helps. Leave me comments if you have got any questions. Next video, I'm going to talk about what stories we create after we experience this kind of first original impactful moments that happen in our life. So tune in, and I will see you again in the next video. As always, with love, I'll see you later. Bye.